episode of Montana Haven. And you're probably wondering, what are we doing with these deer hides and skulls and stuff? Well, this is the buck Ethan shot this year, and that's the buck Justin shot. And Ethan, how big is your buck?
4x5.
It's got a double brow tine, which is really unique. And we made another video about the hunt, and you might be able to want to watch that. And then Justin's buck here, how big is that one, Justin?
4x4.
And both are nice bucks. Justin got a nice 5x5 a couple years ago, his first buck. So I told the boys that I'd get one of their deer mounted, whichever one they would choose, and then after that they have to figure out how to pay for it themselves. But I decided Justin wanted to get his deer mounted, his 5x5, which was understandable. That was a nice deer. And Ethan wants to get this 4x5 mounted because it's unique, it's big, and it's got this double brow tine here. But I used to do taxidermy work, so I got this bright idea after laying in bed a couple nights and couldn't sleep that maybe we'll just do it ourselves to save, a bunch of money. And it's something we could do together I could do with the boys. So what we're going to do is we're going to help each other. We're going to mount this deer. So we're going to guide you through the process, and it'll be a fun project. Justin's going to make a European mount out of that one, and we're going to mount this deer. So today, what we're going to do is we've caped the deer, and we're going to get it ready to get salted. The first thing we're going to do here is take the skull off, or the skull plate off. So we're going to take a sawzall and cut it right here. Well, we've got the ears turned inside out now, as you can see right there. And we've got the cartilage off the nose, and now I'm turning the lips inside out. Justin's over there working on his deer, trying to get the skin off of it so we can European mount it. Now we got everything fleshed, and the nose, lips, eyes, and ears turned, and we just got done putting salt on there. So we're gonna let this thing set for a couple days, and then we're gonna put it in the pickle, start getting it ready for tanning. So that's the next step. What do you think, Ethan? Fun?
Yeah.
When I was still single, I used to come down here in my dad's basement, and that's where I did my taxidermy work. But I still got all my tools down here, so we're gonna come down here and relive the old days, I guess. Well, I'm pretty stoked. I've got to show you what we've got going on here. It's turning out amazing. Here's Justin's deer that we got, and we boiled it all. We got everything boiled off of the skull, and then we put some basic white and some 40% peroxide in here. Look how that thing's turning out beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I'm giving it a second coat. It's been sitting here for about 18 hours or so. Here's my brother-in-law's skull. We're doing one for him as well. But it's turning out just super nice. He got a nice rack this year as well. So, yep, just putting the finishing touches on it, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so we've got Ethan's skull plate here, and we're just trimming it up to make it fit on our mannequin, as you can see right over there. That's the mannequin that we're going to put it on. So we're trimming it up. Then today we're going to attach the antlers, the skull plate, to the mannequin, get paper mache on it, and hopefully we can get the cape. We've got it in a pickle right now, and then we're going to shave it and get it thinner. So that's what we're doing right now. There we go. Okay, now we're going to screw the skull plate on here. Paper mache on the antlers. We've got them screwed down. And we're going to make this skull plate all fit perfectly here with the paper mache. We're going to smear that all around just like so. We just got done putting the paper mache on here. Now we're just going to let this dry, and these antlers are locked in. Next thing we're going to do is prep the mannequin, basically sand it down lightly and get all these lines off of here, and give it a little bit of a texture, so then when we put the hide paste on it, it'll grip to the mannequin. Okay, I just pulled this hide out of the pickle. I've let it drip dry just a couple minutes, and just turning out the excess water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on my hide, my shaver here, and I'm going to shave the hide down. Okay, I haven't used this shaver in, I used to do taxidermy work when I was, before I was married, so like 16 years ago. But every time I had another child, I had to give up another hobby. So I haven't used it in 16 years, but it's fun now doing it with my children again. So we're gonna see if this thing works. I haven't used it in 16 years. See if it turns on. Okay, it works. Let's see if we can shave it. I still remember how to shave. Better start down here where I don't care if I rip it. Ooh, look at that. Like a champ. Okay, here we go. Remember, this is a back-breaking job. Macy's got a knife that cuts like that. Ooh, see that? I got a little, uh-oh. Look at that. No professional.
Right now I'm sanding the mannequin so that the paste on here will stick on. Yep.
Well, today what we're doing is we gave it one final shave to get it even thinner, as thin as possible without making holes, which is impossible. And then we're taking this scythe knife and I'm around all the eyes and the nose, the lips, the mouth. We're thinning it down just as thin as paper. All right, so what you can see that we've got our cape all spread out here, and we're in the process of spraying it, putting our tanning oil on it. Unfortunately, since I'm not a professional, or I used to be, and I forgot, I got a lot of holes I'm gonna have to stitch in here, or just pin shut, which is fine. But as you can see, we're getting it spread out here, simply rubbing it around on here till everything's absolutely covered. We're hoping to come in tomorrow and get everything mounted up. So, pretty exciting, we're getting there. Today's the big day. We're finally gonna mount this guy. So, last night we came here and tanned the thing, and this morning we're coming back and fixing these holes. So right now I'm just doing a simple baseball stitch here and fixing up the last of starting to fix up these holes. And fortunately, a lot of the bigger holes are out of the area that was gonna be cut off later anyway, so we're not too worried about that, but I am gonna fix all these little ones. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. Okay, now we've got our ear, and I've pre-fit the ear liner, which is somewhere around here. I think the boys grabbed it. Right here is the ear liner. And I'm putting Bondo in the ear here, and it filled up with Bondo. I'm gonna slide the ear liner in there. We've already put the hardener in here, so I can't wait too long. Fill it up with Bondo. Try not to get it on everything else. Now we're taking this ear liner. That is the wrong ear liner again. Taking this one that I trimmed to fit, and we're just gonna work it up in there. This brings back so many memories. I was doing this when I was in my low 20s, and like I said before, every time I had a child, I had to get rid of a hobby. So this is really refreshing. It's like fun for me to do this again, now with my boys especially. So now we've got the ears, the cape sewed up, we've got the ear liner ears, the ears are done. Next thing we're going to do is put the eyes in. So I basically filled it with clay in the back, and I'm going to get that eye centered in there exactly where I want it, right there. The trick is getting these eyes, once the clay is on, to look proper. That's always the difficult part, is making so they're both looking at you instead of one looking off the side and the other one looking straight ahead or something. Okay, here we're putting the finishing touches on this eye with the clay. I think it turned out pretty good right there. The trick is to make the other side match this side so that everything looks good. Well, there's both eyes. You can basically play with this thing all day and seem like you can never get it just perfect, but that's about as close as I think I'm gonna get it. So now, next thing is we're going to put, grab these ears and put clay in the earbuds. See, these are totally hard now, hard as a rock. I got Bondo in there, they're completely solid. They've got a nice little flare out right there. Nice little flare. So we're gonna put the clay in the earbuds, and then I think we're ready to test fit it and see where we're at. Recreating the earbud here, so I'm jamming this clay all the way up in here, up against the Bondo to make this a big fat muscle right here. Let's get some hide paste on here. Okay, let her go, Ethan. I'm gonna take it off one more time carefully. Okay, I'm gonna pop it a little bit more, but I'm gonna put the hide paste on right now. just finishing stretching this thing out as much as I can. Popping it, break the fibers. And here we go. We're gonna carefully put this monster on here. I got hide paste everywhere, so I do not want to get hide paste on the hair at all. Okay, now we're stitching everything up. I got the Y cut made and we're just stitching it right down the back here. So I'm going about every 1/8 of an inch or so. Stitching it, just putting a couple stitches in and then pulling it tight, making sure I don't get the hair in there. So that's what we're doing all the way down. Okay, I got Ethan on the stitching. Okay, last stitch right here. Tying it off. Okay, here we're gonna tuck in the nose, the lips. We're just putting the final touches on this deer right here for today. We got everything mounted, got everything put in place, and I'll flip it over so you can see it. I'm just trying to get any spot that's a little bit low, put a pin in. Okay, let's flip it over, Ethan, and we can take a look at it. Doesn't look as good as it will a little bit later, but we're getting there. Okay, Ethan, we're on the home stretch, buddy. So today, after letting it sit for a couple weeks, it's all dry, everything's good. We're gonna come in and we're gonna take this stuffing out of its nose holes, and we're gonna paint it today and finish it all up. So that's the plan for today. Here we go, Ethan. All right, got all the boogers out of its nose there. We're gonna do some airbrush painting here next. Like a real whitetail lip. It's important to do. Blend this black in with the natural flesh color on the inside there. Yeah, so that natural color is coming back. That's pretty awesome. Look at that. It's like the little kids' magic markers. You color it and the magic appears. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. Okay, Ethan's gonna put one more coat of Mod Podge right here on his nose. And this is a clear coat. You can see the bumpiness that we created by putting the Mod Podge on there. Now he's going to just give it a clear coat to make it nice and shiny. Alright, Ethan's giving it the once over. We're almost done. We're going to give him a little coat of satin on his nose to make that nice and shiny. Man, look at that. It turned out pretty good, actually. I'm pretty impressed. Actually, I gotta say that myself. I guess Justin's going into the top coat right there. Satin finish. Okay, putting this thing in place right here. Hanging it on the wall. Not sure what's level. I have to figure out what's level. How does that look? Perfect. There it is. There's the big boy. Okay, you can come out. Okay, hold on. Close your eyes. Okay, lead them over there. We're gonna show them the deer.
Let me step up.
Mark, get set, go.
Wow, it looks good.
Sure.
It looks really good, babe.
Oh!
There it sits.
I'm so happy it's not a
Ethan, that's an awesome deer.
Hanging on the wall. It's a good feeling.
Justin's head is
Finally.
so much
Finally got it done. There's my deer that I got quite a few years ago. Kind of a special meaning. I'll tell a story about that one later. Not a very big deer, but it was special to me. There's Ethan's deer. There's my bull elk I got in 2015. 6x7. And there's Justin's deer. And I guess there's some space over here for more trophies. And over here is a bear that I got when the whole family was with me. Shot it out of a tree. Pretty good sized sow. So, oh yeah, there's a moose antler I found right there while I was moose hunting with a friend actually, here in Montana. And
I guess I'm letting him decorate the living room.
wise woman.